Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds. At Mint Mobile, we like to do the opposite of what Big Wireless does. They charge you a lot, we charge you a little. So naturally, when they announced they'd be raising their prices due to inflation, we decided to deflate our prices due to not hating you. That's right. We're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Prescriptions, co-pays, lab tests. Even with insurance, healthcare can cost thousands every year. But not for me, because I'm enrolled in VA Healthcare. My service was then. My benefits are now. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
Hear the song?
I got a lead. So leave, however we're pronouncing the golf breakaway thing.
Yep.
When it doesn't get allowed into the world golf rankings, it's going to be complained that there's prejudice against them. They're being treated unfairly. Joe, men's golf tournaments are 72 holes.
Right.
These guys are proudly playing 54. They do not get into the world golf
I didn't know
rankings.
leave was 54.
That's what 54 is, L-I-V.
Oh.
So they're proud of their 54 holes. You cannot allow them into the golf rankings for what they're accomplishing like the LPGA and the seniors do.
Right.
It's that simple.
Right.
If and Greg Norman, I said this earlier today, but if there's ever anybody in the world who wishes all golf tournaments were 54 holes, it would be Greg Norman, right?
Right.
Because the number of times he urinated on himself in the last 18 holes.
Right.
For instance, if golf tournaments were 54 holes, he wouldn't have had to worry about blowing a 6-stroke lead on the last day of the Masters and losing by 5. He wouldn't have had to worry about shooting 78 while Nick was shooting 67. He wouldn't have had to worry about that. What a fraud. He's complaining that he wants them to be included in the World Golf Rankings.
No.
You're not getting in the World Golf Rankings. Because of what you pointed out last week, you're playing against the same 48 guys every week, right?
It's a circus.
And it's 54 holes. So, no, you're not getting in the World Golf
Matthew
Rankings.
Fitzpatrick won the Open.
He's a fine player. Won, the USAM there in 2013, was it? He won the USAM there, and great amateur. Has done okay. Does he play more over in Europe than he does here?
Yes.
I see him pop up here once in a while.
I bet he's the only U.S. Open winner to wear braces.
I was wondering that. I was watching it with the boys yesterday.
I cannot ridicule any Brit that wants to do something about his god-awful teeth. At some point, they should all wear braces, shouldn't they? They got bad teeth.
Well, he's got nice teeth now, and they're held in line there with the wires and the stuff.
He's got to be, 30 now?
Well, how old are you when you win the amateur?
Yeah, you can be 20. So
how many PGA players wear braces?
No, you won't even find an answer to that.
No, but yeah, I
bet he's 30.
Yeah, he's been around. He's had a couple chances in
the
British Open and stuff. Oh, he made some. I didn't watch it live. I watched the tape of it and kind of went and watched the highlights. But that last hole, that was pretty good.
You know who was here earlier today visiting us?
Who?
Manny.
Really?
Manny was in the house.
Oh, Manny got the summer off?
No, he's running the jazz station over at North High School.
Oh, they do that year round, not
Correct.
just when school is in.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, because he's teaching radio
That's
to the
right.
youth of the Twin Cities, so of the Minneapolis school system. He's a Minneapolis school employee. You know what that means?
He's a government
that
official.
Means health benefents and
Absolutely.
pensions, all that good stuff. That's
well,
great.
anyway, we ended up talking about the Avs and the Tampas of all things, because that Avs beating them 7-0 was just outrageous. And Manny's got a pretty good theory.
What's that?
Over the last
They're
3
tired
years,
out.
the Tampa Bays have just played too much hockey.
Yeah, and this year they played 7 in the first round. Then they only took them 5 to beat Florida, didn't it?
I thought they swept the
Swept
Panthers.
Swept Florida.
And then they played 7 tough ones against the Rangers.
Right.
Meanwhile, the Avs have been sitting around smoking dope out in the mountains and
Well,
stuff.
plus
And-
they won in the bubble in 2020.
yes,
And then 2.5 months later, the season started.
yes.
Then they played again last year and went to the Stanley Cup. Now this year, the Stanley Cup. And you can say, well, they lost the Rangers 2-0 and came back to win. I don't think they have it this time.
Colorado's a lot better
They're
than
pretty
the
good.
Rangers.
They're pretty good.
They're fast, man. They're fast. They are explosive. And
By the way, did
fast.
Kemper only face 16 shots the other night?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow.
Dirk Cooper, we didn't need him.
No.
we didn't
No, we
need
didn't
him.
need
We
him.
didn't need him. But you know what you discovered up front and personal? Manny is a sports savant.
Yeah, he is.
He is the amazing amount of information he could come up with on a.
I thought I had a pretty decent memory about sports, and Manny
Not you.
blows
Oh,
me
God. Well,
out of the
he's-
water.
I think what he studied when he was in high school was Super Bowl history. Because he's like, when they pick your own curriculum.
Is he a local kid?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. His stepfather's Oscar Reed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Give the seed to
Give the
Reed.
seed to Oscar Reed. And, but he's just it's not just football. Which is his
No.
he knows everything.
Everything.
He knows everything. He knows hockey for
Well,
God's sakes.
Manny's saying, he said, Joe, Tampa's played too many games.
Yeah, and he didn't need anybody to come up with that theory for him. He's
You know what you should have asked him was your basketball question.
Which is what?
Because Manny loves the NBA. When you and Royce during Sports Talk were breaking down, who was it? Was it that got?
I've
that got
never
50?
broken down basketball.
Oh, Derrick Rose when he got 50 points, and you asked Pat, why can't he do that every night?
Right.
Yeah, all right, a lot. You know what I would have liked to ask Manny today? Where'd Wiggy come from? Mm-hmm. Where did this Wiggy come from? That's what I'd like to ask him. Boy, people, I wrote a column about Wiggy for whatever the heck day, and people get mad when you say Wiggy had a lot to do with Golden State winning.
Why?
He was the second best player.
Why do people get mad?
I don't know. They just don't want it. You know what?
They don't want to be
when
reminded.
When you form an opinion, sports fans, more than writers, I think, more than sports writers, more than people on the radio talking sports, when they form an opinion, they don't want to have to change it. They
That's
don't want
true.
to admit they were wrong.
That is true.
I mean, I've done it. I've been wrong often enough. I admit it routinely. But anyway, I would have liked to get Manny. Manny would have a theory that goes beyond the routine.
But don't you
asked
think a
about
big
Manny.
part of it was obviously any player that struggles in a spot that gets a change of scenery, that can have something to do with it. But you took him from one of the worst run organizations in the history of sports.
Dysfunction. You took him from dysfunction to function.
Correct.
But the other thing is, just the pure basic is, they had 3 shot makers, which allowed open court
Floor
for
spacing.
for him to break in and get rebounds and drive to the basket and do all that stuff, because they were out there chasing Jordan Poole and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. So that had a lot to do with
Getting
it.
back to the Open. Did you see
Yes.
what the payout was for first place?
What do we do?
$3.1 million.
Ooh,
Yep.
really? Mm-hmm. We're getting almost up to live money then.
Scheffler in second got 1.5. Zalatoris got 1.5. Matsuyama in fourth got damn near $860,000.
That's good.
And you need live. You need live.
Zalatoris, maybe he can go out and get himself a good meal now that he's got that 1 point, whatever it is. God, he's too damn skinny. How can he hit the ball that far when he weighs 105 pounds?
Well, Fitzpatrick doesn't weigh anything.
No, but he's not quite as skinny as this kid. How about 2-2, though? He finishes second, 2 majors in a row.
What was the temperature there, by the way? Because everyone was wearing long sleeves.
58 degrees.
Was
got
it really?
cool. Thursday and Friday were great, and then it got cold. You know, that happens in New England because you got that water there.
Swings down, it swings up.
You got
The Calcutta Clipper.
You get the Newfoundland Follies or something. Newfoundland Follies or something. So
Okay, are the Cleveland's going to come in here and upend our ball club?
Let Denny explain.
Clipper swings down, swings up, lakefront influence, and out.
See? That's why they were wearing
do you
long
think
sleeves.
he was? You think he was just having fun?
I hope so. The Calcutta Clipper.
The Calcutta Clipper. Okay, what were you asking there?
Are the
before we-
Cleveland's going to come in here and upend our ball
All
club?
I know is that they've won
A lot.
16 out of 21 or 17
Something
out of
like
22, but they just beat the Dodgers in L.A. 2 in a row. And in 2 close ball games, they beat the Dodgers. They got Jose Ramirez, who might be the MVP, and then just a bunch of nobodies.
They've got pitching, though.
They do have pitching. And guess what? They'll use it. Bieber missed last year. He goes, Tommy John.
Oh,
The other
that's
day-
right. I forgot about
The
that.
other day, he was up to 115. Terry's Francona saying, yeah, he's
Get your
okay.
butt out there and go.
Yeah, let's go.
You know who else is pretty good is this Plesac kid. He's pretty good.
Playsax kid. They got about 4 of them that are pretty good. I got that Savali's in the minor leagues. I saw that.
Oh,
though.
is
he was
he?
pretty good
Okay.
for him last year, but they got a manager who just manages. He doesn't like getting Jose Ramirez off his feet. Now he missed a game the other day because he had a bad shoulder injury, but he plays every day. He likes to play the guys that are his best players, which is an interesting concept, that's for sure.
It really is.
Yeah.
They don't have a plan for anybody? A 100-game plan?
Yeah. The other day, somebody asked this question earlier. So you got Buxton, right? He DHs one day, and then he takes a day off, and then he's playing again, right? He's playing another day.
He played yesterday, didn't
Well,
he?
yeah. Well, you're getting your ass kicked, and he lets him play 9 innings. If we're worried about, why don't we get him off his feet after 5 innings yesterday, and then maybe he can play and then take another day off, and he can maybe play the whole
It's only a
series.
half day.
He could maybe play the whole series against Cleveland. Holy cow! Let's try it. God almighty.
I would.
Drive me nuts.
That's just,
But Thursday, high temperature day game, 95. Don't expect to see Buxton or Correa if you're coming to that game. We're going to have to get them both off their feet that day, don't you think?
well, that's pathetic. Play him.
Yeah, especially Correa. He ain't coming back anyway, so what difference
Well,
does it make?
especially this 4-game series. This is the team that's right on your tail.
Do we have a double hitter in this thing?
I thought it was a Monday through Thursday. Wasn't it a 4-gamer?
Tuesday through
Oh,
Thursday.
I thought it was 4.
But
I'm
next
sorry.
week, you're there and you play 5.
Oh, that's what I'm confusing it with then. Okay.
They had a trip to Cleveland canceled postponed.
Because of the
Because
lockout?
of the week lockout. So they got 2 5-game series in Cleveland.
Oh, wow.
One
Okay.
next week and then again later in the
In
season.
like August or something?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they lost that series, so they're making it up. I don't know how.
This
they're
is 3
making
games followed by Colorado.
it. Yes. Next year, Joe, much more National League action. You're going to play all 15 teams.
Really?
Yeah. And you're going to play.
Does that mean
What?
less divisional games then?
Yes, I think they're going to play 14 against the division, and instead of 19.
19,
so,
okay.
Yeah, I'm in favor, although you're really taking a risk because you're going to many more cities and you get rained out. What the hell are you going to do?
So you're doing a series against every National League opponent
Yes,
next year.
Yeah, and
Wow.
you're playing the Brewers twice.
The home and home deal?
Yeah, you're playing the home and home. So that's 16 series against the National League.
Wow.
I think the Brewers thing is still going to be only 2-2 though, which is stupid. But they don't. When you play 2-2, you can't do it on a weekend.
Well, I was going to say, and then don't they usually do it during the week? It's usually like a Monday through Thursday deal, right?
Yeah, which is stupid. They used to do it on a weekend,
Which
and
was
it
great.
Good. Yeah, you go down there and
I got a soccer
drink and
question.
raise hell. I'm ready.
You got this new soccer stadium over on University
Yes,
Avenue.
we have it.
Does Minnesota United play there or the Loons?
They're the Minnesota United. We're Minnesota United, but their unofficial nickname is the Loons.
I always thought we had
But
two
it's
teams.
Unofficial. It's unofficial, but the bird on their design
Yeah.
is either a loon or it looks like a loon.
Who do
So
you wear
then
the
they
scarf
became
for?
a-
United or the Loons?
Yeah, the United FC. I don't think soccer teams, for some unknown reason, have official nicknames.
But they got mascots and stuff, don't they?
Yeah, but they're the loons. But I got a loon stat for you. I looked this up today. I'm very upset about the state of MLS soccer. There's no offense. Who used to say offense all the time?
That was,
Wally Shaver, right? Didn't he say offense?
I think he did.
I don't know if Al said offense, but he said offense.
Well, Wally worked that Canadian accent,
Yeah. Yeah, right.
even though he was born in America.
Yeah. Offense. The Minnesota Kicks arrived in town 1976.
That's right.
24 games that season in the regular season, 54 goals.
Mm-hmm.
These jackasses, 15 games, 16 goals.
What?
1 goal a game. 1 goal a game. Bring back the Artful Dodger. Bring back the Kicks. For God's sakes, they had to get 3 to win. Now you get 1, you get a tie.
And then you hold.
God almighty.
Okay, the Loons lost to the New England Revolution.
Yes. Now
Is that
that's
their
an
nickname?
official nickname. Yes, they go by that. They don't have, but here's the thing: you got Real Madrid.
Who
so
are
now
they?
that's a team in Spain.
Madrid.
Yeah, but they're Real Madrid. So what? Salt Lake is Real Salt Lake. Okay, really? You know, your rich soccer tradition of Real Salt Lake. They steal all these. They're just a bunch of phonies. They just be Americans and just say we're the Minnesota Loons. We don't need
The
this
Guardians
United.
would have been an acceptable name for soccer.
Yes.
But not for baseball.
Hey, they're first place. They got. What if the Guardians win the World Series
Oh,
in
God.
1 year of existence?
I can't.
After the Indians have only won 1 World Series, I think, in
Wow.
history.
You know the other
48.
precious thing, Joe, that the MLS likes to do? Pat, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't half the teams in the MLS nicknamed the United?
We got several United.
Yeah, we've got a lot of Uniteds, Joe.
and that's based on Manchester United.
Oh, sure.
Minnesota is the United Loons.
Yep.
Well, FC, the Loons, the Minnesota United Football Club, Joe.
Right.
United FC, but they're fans, and now the media calls them the Loons.
I would go. I still have yet to attend an event there, but I'd go. I probably wouldn't watch much of the game, but I do want to check out that craft beer bar. That looks pretty neat.
It's a pretty good-sized bar. It's a pretty good-sized bar, and I think, only $13, $14. So
Well, that's it.
That's nothing.
I can get two.
When I found out what they were charging for a Surly, over there, it was like $12, $13. I said, do you order one and then they drive it over to the, because it's right over there. It's only a couple of miles. Give me 4 Surlys. Okay, the cab will be here in 20 minutes.
That'll be $206.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what they're charging for beer now, but I think it was 13 when it opened, so they usually raise them.
Here's Manny's headline. Lightning might be running out of gas.
There we go.
Yeah, they play tonight in the Tampas.
Okay. Have you gotten out and hit the ball all in this stifling heat?
Not in this heat. I haven't had a chance.
You don't mind stifling heat.
I don't
Tony.
mind it at all. I like it. I like it. Because I don't like winter, so I can't complain about this.
Mrs. Ricey is not good at heat. We went to the baseball game yesterday, and she only lasted 3 innings.
Would you go to a town ball game?
Town ball game.
Who were the Hollanders
Cologne.
battling?
Waconia, and it wasn't going well.
Oh, Waconia's got a good club this year.
Yeah, they look good, and I think we got problems with the Hollanders. They're not as good as they have been for a while. But
Better question. How were the Kurds?
Kurds were damn good. I didn't have any of the what do they call?
You
them?
didn't have pepper jelly?
No. Oh yeah. We
What
had
town
jelly.
is this where they have the
Cologne.
Kurds?
Oh,
no,
Joe, you
great
got to get
Kurds.
out there for the Kurds.
But then they have Reuben balls.
Ooh.
Reuben,
That's
was
a
supposed
nice
to be
snack.
great, but I didn't. They got the good burgers. They got the whole thing. You know what? Craig Pexa, the guy now, has a food truck.
Yes.
He has a food
I'm aware.
truck. And somebody was telling me, Craig has said, you know, you guys we don't have any Tuesday games scheduled. They don't, just decided not to schedule games this year. Craig said, you guys all like to play golf. That'd be a good night. The Henderson
Car show.
The cars are. That's Tuesday. Craig is going down, parking the food truck down there at.
And he gets a lot of business.
I got to
down there,
get
by
to
the
one
way.
of those shows.
It's really cool.
I really do.
It's just guys driving up and down the street.
Right.
Craig,
I love that.
in their.
It's neat. I went there once last summer, and it basically runs on 19 once you cross the river in Henderson, and it goes all the way up to when you're going on your way to Gaylord. It's really neat in
So what
downtown.
do they do? What do you? So it's not just Main Street.
It's mostly on Main Street, but then there's some that kind of trickle off on.
And so
what is
what
that,
are we
6 or
doing?
40?
Like American Graffiti, just riding
there's
up and down.
old cars, bikes, the whole deal. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And I'm not really a big car
I wonder
guy.
who the mover and shaker was in beautiful downtown Henderson who got this going.
But it's really working for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
How far is Henderson from my house?
You can get there in an hour.
Ooh, that's a long way.
Jesus.
It's way out of here. That's if there's no slowdowns occurring out on Jordan.
Yeah, that's true. 169, once you get, you'll be fine. You can get there in an hour.
169 to
Here,
what?
I'm gonna do it
19?
right here. Yeah, 19. I'm going to do it right here. Let's
So
see.
did you hear about the town ball scandal?
No.
Which one?
The Janesville, what are they? They're only
Oh.
been back in about 6 years, right?
Yes, I did hear about
So
this.
Janesville's baseball team plays on the high school field, the city field, which is apparently touches
It edges the high school grounds.
edges the high school grounds, and the high school it edges the high school grounds. So you are not supposed to drink on a school grounds, right? So apparently they've started up 6 years and they don't sell beer, but people go to the game, they bring themselves a six-pack and
That's
sit
the
down,
best
right?
part of town baseball,
Yes,
having a
town
cold one on
baseball.
a warm day.
Well, what I'm told, I got a Janesville insider. You probably know about it. I do. This guy grew up there. There used to be a guy who was in charge of the grounds and the school buildings and stuff in Janesville. And this other fellow was his assistant. And they did not get along. So then this guy quit, but he's big in the baseball team. So the guy who replaced him now drives by drives by to see if anybody's drinking beer at the baseball game, ratted them out to the cops, and now anyone who brings a beer to a town team baseball game, which is the only reason they're played is so you can drink a beer, is going to be arrested. They got the cop. I think the cops are going along here. The cop, I would think, in Janesville.
The cop.
He's probably going along because this guy's complaining, and then he's got some other people to complain with him. This guy's complaints, they can cite them as citizen to. So Janesville is now looking for another place to play, another ballpark to play, but Gladys Kravitz,
Right.
the male version of Gladys Kravitz, ratted them out, and they haven't played. I don't think they played a home game since then.
And I think I can speak for everyone that's associated with town ball that will say what this guy needs is something to do.
Yes,
This guy that's ratting everybody out.
and apparently has not. The fact that everybody in town knows who it was, and now are ridiculing him, has not prevented him from continuing to.
Well,
press
it's
the
probably
issue.
made it worse, in all honesty.
Are town ball games only on weekends?
No, there's a lot of them played. And what has happened to the game, Joe, is traditionally it was 1 or 2, usually 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Now a lot of them, because Reavers and Buddy, has got guys, and they want to go to the wife harasses them into going somewhere on the weekend, right? Mm-hmm. The parents' cabin or something. Mm-hmm. So now a lot of them have played 5 or 6 on Sunday. So you get in your car, you go up to the cabin, you mow the lawn.
Yeah.
You know what you do when you
You
up
get there
there
and you start thinking,
and
when
then
do I get back?
Then you cook. Then you cook some brats, and
Yeah.
then you do that, and then everybody sleeps in an uncomfortable bed where mosquitoes are biting you in the head.
Right.
And then you get up in the morning, you have breakfast, you look at the lake.
Yep.
And then you drive back and play, and then you drive back and play baseball, and
In fact, Pat,
and then all your kids who used to have friends.
Yeah.
Now your kids invite the kids to come up, and when they get to be about 11, these kids, I can't make it this weekend, and pretty soon you got these two kids. Your two children no longer have any friends because they're up at the cabin all week, every weekend, and everybody's hiding from them because they don't want to get in. All their friends are hiding from them because they wanted to get invited up there. Anyway, that's why town team baseball is. It's the wives that are making them play at 6 in the afternoon, right? 6 on Sundays, right?
yes.
Because they want to do something
else
except
on the
go to
weekend.
ball games. Yeah.
In fact, Patrick, I'm looking at the Faribault Lakers schedule, and I thought we were playing there, but the Janesville town team is coming to our ballpark on July 21st, and I'm going to declare that free beer.
Free beer, yes,
tonight.
let's buy it. Janesville fans get their first beer free.
On
How about-
Reavers, yes.
Yeah, their first
You
beer
better be
free.
careful.
I did get in trouble one time for doing that when I had a bill of about $200 at one of our ball games. But that's okay.
What are they? What do they call them? The Janies?
I
or
don't know what
something?
Janesville's town
They've
team
only
name is.
had a team again for 6-7 years.
Because
I
isn't
guess.
their high school? Well, they're with
Waldorf,
right?
Pemberton,
Yeah.
and the home of Cecilia McDonough, my mother. The Waldorf, 100% Irish at one time.
Okay.
McDonoughs were a big family there, and they were, that's where my mother's from. Had some of my first reunions of crazy behavior memory was a couple of her family reunions in Waldorf in about 1952 or 3 when I was a kid. Whew. My old man fit right in with those crazy McDonough boys.
Why do you say McDonough? Isn't it McDonough?
I don't know. I always call it McDonough. I don't know. It probably is McDonough. It's DONOUGH. So
Yeah,
it's
McDonough.
Probably is. But big old family down there, like all Irish is. But I don't. Do we have a different? They've probably merged with somebody else behind Janesville, Waldorf,
I'm not
or
sure.
Pemberton. They probably merged somebody else. But boy, you got to be a jackass to say we can't have people.
Well, I was
drinking
gonna tell
beer.
you.
I don't think the whole field is as you say.
I think it
the
just
whole
butts
field-
up next to school property. But I was going to tell you, the first year I was with Chanhassen in 2010, we were at our meeting, and because they also play at the Chanhassen High
Yes,
School,
right.
we weren't allowed to sell beer, and everyone kind of talked very casually about that, and I raised my hand and I said, you all do realize selling beer is going to be your number one source of revenue,
Yes.
right, for a town
Yeah.
baseball team? And then after that first year, then we sold beer going forward.
They gave him
Once the school year was over,
you had to
that
buy
was the
it,
rule.
and you had to buy a license or
Correct.
something.
Yes. Yeah. We had to get a liquor license.
You got to have beer,
That's town ball.
I didn't know beer was that important to the town ball
God,
cult.
yeah. Well, a lot of people call it beer ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
And town ball. But anyway, Janesville's got
Do
their
the
own.
players have a beer when they're playing?
Wait till your game is over.
All right,
of course.
all right.
The great Joe Driscoll.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he might have
He
one.
is. They could have a statue of him where the gathering is after the game to drink beer.
Yeah.
He was the king of that. One of my favorite Joe Driscoll stories is he played with Dundas for a couple of years, and I think Dundas went to they might have won the state one year, but he was older then. But he might have gotten drafted by Dundas because I think he was playing at Red Wing.
Okay.
Whatever it is, they were having the meeting to draft after Meadsville and Dundas played for the regional title there, and I was down there. And Joe, he was not in the game, so he was sitting there drinking a beer, but they came out and informed him that he had been a Dundas Duke last year, but now he was a Meadsville Mudhand this year, and he raises the beer and said, every team needs a role model. He had the bad stroke about 3 years ago. He looked like he was coming back about a year and a half later, but the last year had been tough, and he
I thought about him,
died
by
on
the way.
Thursday, I think.
We played Milroy on Friday, and we spent the night at the Quality Inn right across the street from Southwest State University,
yes.
where those pesky grades got in the way.
Yeah, I said that. Somebody texted me, somebody tweeted and said Joe was one of the great athletes in Southwest Minnesota State history. Well, I don't think he made it through basketball season, and they had these back then, they had classes in the early 70s that you were supposed to attend, and he wasn't real good at that.
Did you guys win this weekend?
Oh God, no. We lost both games, but that's not part of it.
Even the Starks beat you?
Oh yeah, the Starks got a good club. Well, Pat, when you're looking at the guy that was starting in left field on Saturday, because we were down a few men after the Friday night game.
You got to get your team to show up here, man. The big thing about town ball, Joe, is getting your team to show up.
Consistency.
A lot of guys don't make it.
Consistency. Yeah. Well, Father's Day weekend is usually
A bit tough.
We're a little bit lighter.
Did you get showered with gifts?
I did not. I did not.
Did you get the warmest personal regards anyway?
I got that.
Were you left alone? Is that kind of part of the bit?
No, just kind of a regular Sunday.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I don't think the bride said anything. My son Chris took me out for lunch on Saturday, which was pretty good. And Jim texted me from Hawaii.
Yeah, that's all you can hope for.
And my stepson called me up and congratulated me on having survived another one. But that was not a lot of.
I think she's
Nothing.
fallen off the radar.
Didn't get the card of any kind.
I got a card that says "You the man," and you open it up and it says "You the old man, but you the man."
Was this from
The
one of your
CP.
daughters? Oh, the CP.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never did get a card from a kid.
If I ever do anything for my wife on Mother's Day, she says I'm not your mother.
Right.
And so then that
You're off the
that
hook.
prevents me from saying, "Hey, it's Father's Day," because I know she's going to say, "You're not my. I'm not."
Isn't that your
you're
line?
Not my father. So.
She ain't my mother.
No, no. Yes, saves you a lot of money that way. That's for sure.
I thought of something this morning watching the local news. We always get the story of drinking water when it's hot out, right?
Sure.
Is that a function of lazy journalism, or are we really that stupid?
Lazy journalism.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Stay hydrated.
Thank you. I'm aware.
Wear light clothing.
Right.
Well, how did they get along 100 years ago?
You know what? Most of us, when we're about age 2, the instinctive move, if you're outside and it's hot, is to take something off, right?
right.
Isn't that? I mean, you just realize that these things
It
make
adds
you
heat.
warmer.
Yes.
Yeah, make you warmer. So that's it's pretty routine. I would think that nothing really, but it is. It's like the Rolling Stones story, though. Every time they come back to town, somebody's got to tell us about Jimmy.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
It's somebody from Channel 11 will call up 5 and say, "Did you guys do that last year? Is it your turn or is it our
Is it
turn?
our turn? Are we in the
Whose turn
rotation?"
is it to do this year? Are they coming again?
They were just here a couple months
No,
ago.
they're doing a European tour.
And then they're done?
Well, who knows?
God, they got to be. He's 80, isn't
They're
he?
80.
God almighty.
Paul McCartney's 80.
It's a different thing, though. He can just go out there and, crouch down a little and play his guitar. He
Right.
doesn't have to dance like
No, that
poor old Mick does and Keith and,
Well, Keith doesn't dance. He takes the knee to get out.
Yes, he does. But, I mean, as a guy with bad knees, younger than him, I don't know how he gets up. Does somebody come and kind of when nobody's looking, when they're all applauding, somebody help him
Somebody
up?
might help him up. Yeah.
Right.
Boost him up.
God, it's amazing how those, I
Well,
shouldn't
Mick
talk.
got COVID, so they had to cancel a few tour dates.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, who hasn't? Have you had it?
I have not had it.
You've never had it? No.
I don't think so. But who knows? That you never know if you've had it and just didn't really feel
I
anything.
had something, but they told
I
me
think
it
you
wasn't
did
COVID.
because you were pretty.
Well, they tell me it wasn't COVID.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do?
What are you going to do?
I think it's
It's like winning the lottery. You're either going to get it or you're
Yeah,
not.
that's right. That's right. And I once again realized the other day why I never win the lottery.
You forget to play.
Don't buy any tickets.
Me neither.
Even when I go in there, don't buy tickets, but I'd sure like to hit it. Right?
Pat, you held-
especially now.
Right. You held up your bottle of Diet Coke, and I was desperately trying to find a thread. You guys have seen these threads on Twitter. I decided to stop or go gluten-free, and here's what happened. A thread.
Yeah.
And it's all these things of how his life improved.
Yeah.
There was a comedian that said, I finally decided to take a chance, and I quit drinking Diet Coke.
Yes,
a thread.
I retweeted that.
Oh, my God. And it's how her life has become miserable because all she wants is a bleeping Diet Coke.
Well, there's one guy said, he says, my health has not improved. My only joy in life is gone. The only thing I like to do in life is gone. I'm a miserable human being and nobody can stand me.
That's probably why I saw it then, because you retweeted it. Oh, I was just dying. It was so damn funny.
Oh, yeah, it's all. I
My
had,
only joy is gone.
where did I have? I was in. Oh, I was buying one the other day, and my wife was in the car and wanted me to get her something else, and I said, "Do you have those?" And she said, "Well, there's a lot of stuff back there that'd be better than what you're going to drink." Mm-hmm. And I felt saying,
None of your business, lady.
yeah, who
This is my pleasure.
died and make you God, for God's sakes, you big mouth. You can taunt me about a lot of things, but don't taunt me about my Diet Coke.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you leave that alone. Them's fighting
How many
words.
is that today?
I think it's only my second.
That's nothing.
Pretty damn good. Yeah, pretty damn good. But
It's because you've been drinking water because you read about it on the news.
oh yeah, drink a lot of water. Although were you with me when I had the Whirlies?
Many times.
Yeah, it was that was a Diet Coke day when it was like this.
Hazeltine.
Had the Whirlies.
Yep.
And I don't think on a real hot day when you're playing golf and you're out there and the sun's beating you on, this is the preferred beverage.
No, I think water would be
yeah,
the-
it might come in. Yeah, this might not be the answer because, you get the Hurleys or the Whirlies. Those aren't good. Those are not good. I think we've done enough.
I think so, too.
Speaking of golf, though, if I wanted to escape all of this, Joe, where would I go?
Giants Ridge.
There we go.
And guess what? It ain't 95 up there today.
No, it's going to be cool and beautiful, and you're in the middle of nature, and that's home to two of the greatest golf courses in the state, if not the country, the Legend and the Quarry. And right now through August 29th, 37-hole special. Play the Legend and the Quarry, 36 holes of Minnesota's best golf with lunch on them between rounds at the Wakuta Grill. And right there, you'll enjoy one of the finest and most peaceful overlooks in all of northern Minnesota. You can see these. Go to the 3D course flyovers of the Legend and the Quarry at giantsridge.com. And coming up very shortly, June 28, is the 25th anniversary of the Legend. And the Legend sparked golfing in northeast Minnesota.
Sparked it?
Soon after came the Quarry and the Wilderness. And if the gas prices got you down, maybe this is your family vacation destination with nearby water recreation, biking, hiking, the newest and largest lift-served mountain bike in the Pike Park in the Midwest, dining, lodging, and more. You can book tee times online at giantsridge.com or by calling Giants Ridge at 218-865-8030.
I have one question before we sign off. Mm-hmm. I got a cat update.
Oh, yeah?
We got the cats running around the neighborhood.
I got rid of the one that came into my garage.
The feral, you got rid of them.
Yeah.
The feral cats. We got a brood of them and you think about a cat, they multiply.
Are they in the window well?
No, they're running around the neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
And Harold across the street the other morning, I woke up, I was falling asleep on a couch. I just decided to go outside and stretch, about 3 a.m. Just kind of going, out, see how the weather was.
3
It was
o'clock in the
I was
morning.
kind of doing this.
Yep.
3 a.m., looking around, and there was a parade of them running across right in front of Harold's door.
Really?
Taunting
There
him.
had to be 8 of them. And they're there's going to be more. What are we
Right.
going to do? And the little tiny ones that we had last year,
Yep.
one of them was staring at me on the steps, and it ain't little tiny anymore. She's going to be having babies pretty soon. We got to get somebody in here that's a marksman and start killing cats. We should have bumper stickers. Have you killed a cat today?
Right.
Come on, let's go. here.
Live up to your obligation.
They're not intended to be. They're going to be breeding, because we have a couple neighborhood cats that go out,
Sure.
at night and run the neighborhood, and that's fine. But they're going to be running them down and knocking them up, and now we're going to have them all over. We got to get rid of them.
I think the cat that visited me was with kittens. Had kittens coming.
Yeah, probably.
And then a guy came and took it to the Humane Society.
Okay.
Yeah. Could it swim? Anyway, no, we got to get rid of them. I mean, they're running around the neighborhood. You see them 5:30, 6 in the morning. I'm grabbing a paper, and you see them. They got this route up the street in the cul-de-sac, running back.
You got any
and forth.
birds left in your neighborhood?
No, they're killing them left and right. They're. Yeah, I much prefer cardinals and robins.
Me too.
And the cats.
You know what they're good for, though? They get rid of the mice.
Yeah.
If you got a mouse problem, they'll get rid of the mice.
Yeah, they got maybe the mice have all run out of the neighborhood, but I don't like them. I don't like them.
Okay.
I got to get rid of the damn things. All right, that's my cat.
There we go. Here's today's cat update.
Today's cat update.
They're up to no good. They're always up to no good.
Right.
They're always looking around.
You can't trust
saying-
a cat.
No, you can't. You can trust a dog.
You can trust a dog.
Yes, you can.
See you later.
Patrick Racey for the Canopy Group. As you set out to explore Minnesota this summer, think about this. I didn't even know this. There are 234 cities in Minnesota with a population over 2,500, and the Canopy Group has clients in all but 7 of those. Why is this fact important? Because the Canopy Group's experience in all those Minnesota cities gives them a unique edge in getting you the best home and auto insurance coverage at the best price. Remember, the Canopy Group offers 16 insurance companies for a reason. That's to match your specific situation for your area with the absolute best insurance company for you. This is done every year because your specific situation may change. This experience working throughout Minnesota provides thousands of Canopy Group clients the peace of mind that knowing that Canopy Group is working for them. Please visit thecanopygroup.com today. You have heard me discuss my relationship with Josh Arnold for some time. The reason I advocate that you give Josh a call is simple. Trust and results. Josh has seen it all when it comes to economic and market conditions. As has been said through all of our relationship, past results do not guarantee future returns. And while that is true, Josh can make sure that your retirement objectives match your investments. You can understand that Josh will make sure you are not paying more in fees than you are seeing in returns. Yes, that is more common than you would like to think. Do yourself a favor and have a booking with Josh for the 48-minute free evaluation. This is a no-obligation meeting. Call Josh at 952-925-5608. You will be glad that you did.
Investment services offered by Josh Arnold Investment Consultant LLC, a security investment advisor. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. All investments involve risk. All comments and opinions are Josh Arnold's and do not constitute investment advice.
Patrick Royce is a paid endorser.
Hi, this is Chris Howard, host of Plugged In with Chris Howard. It's crazy to think that a few weeks ago we were talking about whether or not Tua Tagovailoa should consider retiring. After 2 concussions and worldwide debates on player safety and NFL culpability, Tua has done nothing but go back to work and currently has the Dolphins riding a 3-game win streak and 1 loss behind the division favorite Buffalo Bills. While everyone was yapping about the end of his career, Tua Tagovailoa said he'll decide when it's time. And clearly, he's not ready to hang up the cleats. Hi, this is Chris Howard from the Plugged In with Chris Howard podcast. BetOnline.net is your #1 source for betting football and the start of the new basketball season. Find all the latest player developments, team matchups, news, podcasts, and in-depth analysis on every game. BetOnline remains your continued source for all your sports wagering information with live betting, up-to-the-minute scores for the fastest and easiest way to check in on all your favorite games and events, including the MLB playoffs, the start of the NHL season, MMA, boxing, and golf. And if you love sports podcasts, you can find those at BetOnline as well. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more. BetOnline, where the game starts.